wow, that entrance was a bit dramatic. But I won't lie, those sunglasses look really great on me. If I do say so myself, those glasses looked really great on me. Like, they're not mine. I stole them from my mama. But they look really great on me, don't they? Don't they? I'm just joking. Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're a new watcher to these videos, please do subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for clicking back on my videos. So I realized something, that I accidentally made thrifting my brand. So I was like, okay, you know what, let me carry on with this train of thrifting, which is why I'm going to do this little video to talk about like the truths about thrifting and some of them, the truths about thrifting and some tips, like my own tips when you go thrifting, especially if you're like a new time thrifter, to make like your thrifting experience a bit easier. So without like further ado, let's get into the video. So I think I'm going to start with some of the truths about thrifting, and then I'm going to go into the tips. So like, just to make things better for you and easier for you to understand, I think I'm going to start with some of the truths, just to let you know what thrifting is actually really like, and so that you don't get like confused and weirded out, because I'm just going to just lay it down for you, like the truth, like 100%. I'm just going to speak some facts. So the first truth about thrifting is, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say this once, and I think this is something that we should all know, and this is something that's pretty obvious. These clothes are second hand. Like, someone else owned these clothes and you are going to be the second person to wear these clothes. So I think that's something that you always need to know at the back of your mind. Like, these are second hand clothes, so I would need to say, please wash them. Let's be hygienic. You know, in this pandemic, it's a pandemic. It's a Panasonic, it's a panoramic, it's a pandemic. So let's wash these clothes. They are second hand. So I think it's best if you wash your clothes after you get them. And a lot of these clothes, when you find them, when you go thrifting, a lot of these clothes will probably have stains. They'll probably smell weird, or something will be, they probably have stains or smell weird. But don't let that deter you from buying them, because like one wash, sometimes two, one or two washes, and then it will be brand new. It will smell great. It will look brand new, and you'll be fine. Okay. Another truth about thrifting is that, you know that thing of when someone is walking down, you're like, where did you get that thing? And then someone says they thrifted it. Now listen, you most likely will never find that thing, which is why some people who thrift don't like to say that I thrift, or don't like to say anything about thrifting, because they're like, what's the point of me telling you where I got this thing, because you won't find it again. So this truth actually leads to another truth that I'm gonna say, like, that thing of not finding the same thing twice is gonna lead to the other truth of thrifting. And the other truth of thrifting is, you need to have an eye. Like, yes, you need to have an eye for style. I don't know. So what I mean by this is, when you go shopping, or when you go thrifting, or when you go look for your stuff, there's only one of each item. You will not find the same thing twice. Sometimes you'll find similar items, or like a similar category of items, you know, like denim jeans, jean jackets, white tees, like, do you get what I'm saying? But like, even those things, none of them will be the same. Do you get what I'm saying? So you have to have a personal eye for fashion, or you have to have a personal eye for your individual style. So that's what I like about the thrifting experience, is that you come with your own individualized style. So you have to have an eye for your own style, because literally you're only finding one item. So you can't even use someone else as a reference, because you're like, I saw someone else wear that, but like, you probably wouldn't have seen someone else wear that. So you have to see something and see the vision within yourself. Like, nah, like, you have to see the vision. Do you get what I'm saying? So sometimes people might not be that successful at thrifting because they don't have the eye for their own style. So like, you have to have that eye. You have to like imagine, guys. Like, you have to have that vision. Like, you need the vision. Like, think about the vision, and don't be scared to be creative with your own style and your own thing. Just have that vision. Okay, so another truth. There's a difference between thrifting at a normal thrift store and thrifting at a CBD. So a lot of CBDs, I'm not sure if Pretoria CBD has this, but I know Durban CBD and Joburg CBD have this. A lot of CBDs have like these streets where it's just thrifting. It's just like street vendors, and it's like piles of clothing left to right, like just clothes everywhere. So if you're gonna do CBD thrifting and thrift shop thrifting is not the same thing. Those two are two completely different things. Like, that is the truth, and I'm telling you the truth. If you're new to thrifting, I personally would suggest you go thrift shopping, like at a normal thrift shop first. And if you want to know where you can find thrift shops, I have another video that'll link down below in the description box of like thrift places in Joburg. So Joburg CBD thrifting and thrift shop thrifting are not the same things, and also the level of safety is not the same, chat. It is not the same. I would say CBD thrifting is more dangerous. Okay, no, whoa, okay. Dangerous is a hectic word to use. It's not safe. Let me say it's not safe. It's not dangerous, but like it's not safe. So I will give like a tip when you go CBD thrifting. But like if you're going normal thrift shop thrifting, like that's something different and it's less dangerous, it's less unsafe, and it's like an actual store. So the differences between the normal thrift shop and Joburg and CBD thrifting is that CBD thrifting, like I said, it's just a street full of clothes, while thrift shop thrifting is just a normal shop. Like it's literally like a normal shop. There's a cashier, there's a counter, there's a changing room, there's like hangers and everything. Like you can literally try on in front of the mirror. It's like a normal shopping experience. So like I would suggest that you try thrift shopping first before you go like CBD thrifting, because that's another story, child. Truth about thrifting. Another truth that I would say about thrifting is that it all really depends on your attitude, like how lucky you are when you find. Oh yeah, a truth about thrifting is it all depends on luck. I'm not gonna lie. It goes back to that first tip, that first truth that I said of you won't find the same thing twice. So now you won't find the same thing twice, and it also goes like with your luck. Yeah. So it goes with your luck. Sometimes you'll find your sizes, sometimes you won't. Sometimes you find something really cool, sometimes you won't. It really depends on your luck. And furthermore, I think it also depends on your attitude towards the actual thrifting experience. I feel like it's really a fun experience. I feel like it's really fun. It's dope. Especially like if you go with a group of friends. I feel like it's really fun. It's really fun. And I feel like if you're going to go there with a negative attitude because everything is secondhand and someone has already worn it, I feel like you won't enjoy the experience at all. And I feel like the experience might not be for you. And it's okay if it's not for you. Like, not everything's for everyone. And there's nothing wrong with that in my personal opinion. So, yeah. So now that I've done the truths, I'm gonna go on to some of these are like the tips. Okay, my personal tips. Like you don't have to follow them. Everyone's tips are different, but these are my personal tips, and these tips make my experience thrifting a lot more enjoyable and a lot more easier. So I'm gonna get into the tips now. So my first tip would be, my first tip would be bring your own individual style to thrifting. I feel like no one's style is the same. Like everyone's style is individualized. Some people like color, some people like black and white, some people like neutral, some people like tuck in, some people like oversized. You get what I'm saying? Bring your own individual style, because I feel like what you find will literally depend on your personal and individual style, in my opinion. Because literally, I don't know how to explain this, but like the clothes that are meant for you will come to you. Like that's what I've experienced thrifting. Like literally, the clothes that are meant for me will come to me. Like literally, something that's my style, my size, my everything. I will literally gravitate towards it. That's because like I have a clear mind. I know my style and I know what I like. I know what would suit me, and I also have an open mind. And do you get what I'm saying? I feel like I have an open mind. Know your style, and I feel like you will find what suits you the best and what fits you the best. Do you get what I'm saying? Another tip that I would give is, if it's your first time going thrifting, I suggest going with someone who's been there before, or someone who's either been to the shop or someone who's been to CBD. I feel like it makes the experience easier and quicker and less confusing. I feel like definitely go with someone who's been there before, someone who frequently goes there, because it makes your experience so much easier. And also going with someone that's been there before actually helps you, because like you actually find more stuff when you're actually with other people. Which brings me to my other tip. If you're gonna go thrifting, I also think go with a friend or two, or even as a group of people. Like I feel like when you go with a group of people, it helps because of two things. You have more eyes. Literally, you have more eyes and more people to find cool things. So now, if I'm busy going through a section of clothes, I'm like, oh, this is cute. I think this will suit my friend. I'm like, friend, hey, this is cute. Don't you want to try this? And like, my friend would see it, or my friend would do the same thing. I'm like, this may not look cute on me, but I think will look cute on you. And like, literally, that's the fun thing about going thrifting with your friends, or with a group of people, or at least with one other person, is that there's more eyes. So like, there's more groundwork being done. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's also more easier to find things that you would like, or your friend would like. Do you get what I'm saying? So I would suggest going with a friend. What else can I say? Oh yeah, when you go thrifting, I think another tip is, I personally think you should wear something comfortable. Okay, now this is a bit hypocritical of me, because when I used to live in Joburg, yo guys, I would literally go thrifting at the most random times, like after school or when we had lunch on campus. My friends and I would be like, hey dude, let's just quickly go. Now listen, if you're planning on going thrifting, I suggest wear something comfortable, wear something black or something that can match with almost anything, which is why I suggest black. And the reasons why I'm saying this is because sometimes it can take long to thrift, guys, especially when you're indecisive like I am. You will sit there and look at one thing for the longest time, like, do I really want this? Do I not? Okay, let me carry on looking. Or if you're going CBD thrifting, child, let me tell you something, wear something comfortable if you're going CBD thrifting, because A, it's either gonna be boost hot, B, it's either probably gonna rain and you don't want your nice clothes to get rained on, or C, you're gonna be walking for a long period of time, like you're gonna be on your feet for a long period of time. Whether you go CBD thrifting or thrift shop, normal thrift shop thrifting, you're gonna be on your feet for a while. So I suggest wear something comfortable. Another tip is that's the CBD section. Another tip for me, I think when it comes to budget and thrifting, I think you can budget anywhere between 150 Rand to 300 Rand. I feel like that's the safe. Be between 150 and 300. I feel like that's the safe margin, because you don't want to be under budget and you don't want to be over budget. You don't want to have a lot of money in your pocket, because child, it's not safe in these streets. So I think between 150 to 300 is actually moderate, because if you think about it, if you went to the mall with 300 Rand, you are only coming out with 2 pairs of t-shirts or 1 pair of pants if you're lucky, because men's pair of pants start from 400 going above. So 300 in the mall is not the same as 300 in a thrift shop. 300 in a thrift shop can get you a lot, bro. So I would say between 150 and 300, that's a nice amount to have, because you don't want to see a lot of things that you want and now you're like, oh shit, I wish I brought more money. And I feel like 300, maybe 350 if we're reaching 350 max. But like most of the time you probably won't even finish that 350, because everything is so cheap anyway. And yeah, most of the time you probably won't finish the 350, and if you do finish the 350, I'm telling you facts, you're gonna have a lot of stuff. So yeah, budget between 150 to 350 no matter where you're thrifting, because sometimes things are cheap as 5 Rand, and other times some people will reach, some thrift shop owners will really reach and charge maybe like 150 for a blazer. Which brings me to my next tip, which is CBD thrifting versus thrift shop thrifting. Now, support both local black businesses. Support black businesses. I want you to support both. I jump and jump depending on my mood or depending how lazy I am, because CBD need more energy for that stuff, and normal thrift shop thrifting is less energy, but like it's more on the cash dollar. But like it's still cheap. They're both really still cheap. It's like one is cheaper than the other, like extremely cheaper than the other. So my tips. Now when we're thinking between CBD thrifting and thrift shop thrifting, is differences. If I'm going to be 100% honest, there's differences. So my tips for thrift shop thrifting would be budget slightly more. You might need slightly more because the clothes there are not expensive. Like honestly, are not expensive. The only difference is like in a normal thrift shop, a top might be 50 Rand, but like that same top in CBD will be anything between 3 to 10 Rand. If I'm being honest, like that's the major differences. That's the major differences. If you're going CBD thrifting, I'm gonna tell you that nope, you have to be safe. I would say leave your phone at home. Sometimes you have to Uber. Okay, I would say rather take a taxi if you live in Joburg or if you live in Pretoria. Okay, if you live in any city, I feel like every city has a CBD district. Obviously every city has a CBD. I mean, like every city I think has a CBD thrifting district. I know Durban has one, and I know Joburg has one. I'm not sure if Pretoria has one, and I think Cape Town has one as well. But like normally cities probably do have that district. So I would suggest if you live in those cities or live anywhere close in those cities, especially if you're in varsity and your varsity is in those cities, I would say take a taxi and leave your phone at home. Uber would be a waste of your money. Rather take a taxi, because the taxi would drop you straight inside. And I know with Joburg CBD thrifting, taxis drop you straight inside. So I would suggest take a taxi, leave your phone at home, wear something comfortable, because you're going to be on your feet for a long child. And since we're in a pandemic, wear your mask, please, because there's a lot of people there, like a shit ton of people. So please, wear your mask, bring sanitizer, and also, when you go thrifting, I forgot to say, when you go thrifting, no matter where you go, bring a bag. Like whether it's a tote bag carrier bag, like, because you're gonna get a lot of stuff, and like carrying those plastics around will make you tired. So rather just put everything in a nice cute little bag, so you will be and yeah, I think that's basically everything. Like, not that much, honestly. That's just my things that I do with my friends. These are just things that me and my friends do when we go thrifting, and it makes our experience much easier, and I hope it makes your experience easier. But like, if you need any tips with thrifting, or if you need any tips with thrifting, or if you have any questions, if it's your first time thrifting, don't be scared to DM me, and I'll try to help you as much as I can. I may not be able to actually physically go thrifting with you, especially since I don't live in Joburg anymore, but like, I can try to help you through the process as much as I can, because I think thrifting is really dope, and I feel like more people should get into it. Not me trying to make thrifting into my personality, child. It's not my personality, but I'm just spreading the gospel of, like, try it out, because there's actually a lot of clothes out there that are not being used and are being wasted, and I feel like it's a cheap alternative if you can't always afford to go to the mall, and it's also a nice alternative if you want to have an item of clothing that no one else will own, because you almost definitely have an item of clothing no one else will own, and it's super cheap, dude. It's super cheap, child. Like, I suggest it. So that is the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to share. Bring other people. If you know someone who's like, who wants some thrifting tips, suggest them to suggest. Why can't I say that word? Suggest. Yes, suggest them to this video. And I am gonna leave. It's been lovely. It's been cute. See you for the next video. Bye.